Yo, and welcome to a special edition in the heart of the city of Melbourne, Stephen Retention episode. So check it out. Look here, look at the amount of people just walking by, NPCs doing what they love doing, just walking around aimlessly. Nah, but in all seriousness, I'm just playing a gig, just on a bit of a break. Kicking back, taking in the vibes. Look how green this grass looks. It looks beautiful. It almost as beautifully green as this painted seat that I'm on right now. But yeah, I just want to say just a little quick video. This one probably be about 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. You don't really owe anyone in regards to like your time and energy. Get used to being a bit of a bad guy. Like I've mentioned this in the previous videos before. Like, you think about like in your life where you have to cut people off and do all that kind of jazz. Like you understand that there's certain things like just being able to have a bit of a cutthroat attitude. And this doesn't just apply to like the people in your life. This can apply to complete strangers that you only know for 3 seconds. Because here's the thing, right? When you're on semen retention, you can kind of gauge people's energies pretty quickly. You kind of get to the nitty-gritty of their kind of persona before they even, have finished their sentence. Like, I don't know what you guys think, but I can pretty much gauge a person's core personality within minutes. I don't need the complexities and the variations and, different roles that they can play, but I can tell from their straight-up character. Are they like someone worth my time or not? Probably not. Like, let's be honest. So, my thing is recently, just right now, 15 minutes ago, not even 15 minutes ago, less than 5 minutes ago, I'm sitting down and I'm talking I'm not talking to anyone actually. I'm just about to start my break. This guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey man, can I buy you a drink?" And I'm like, "No, I don't need to be bought a drink. I actually get drinks for free, but I appreciate that. I appreciate you offering me a drink, but I won't take it because I don't drink alcohol and I don't do, any of that kind of stuff as well." But at the end of the day, I got to a point where I was just like, you know what? Hey, go ask someone else. That's fine. And he's just like, "Yeah, man, because actually, and this is the thing, is like he decided to start dumping his life on me. He's like, "Actually, man, I just bought my own place today, and I made myself a promise that, I'm gonna buy the first person I'm at the bar with a drink." And then I'm like, "Cool, man. Well, yeah, I'm sure, go find someone else. I'm sure you'll be able to find them." And he's just like, "Oh, I'm just afraid of getting rejected." And I'm like, "Dude." You got to get used to getting rejected here and there. It's like, it's such a simple kind of concept, but if you think about it, you kind of have to get used to being rejected. And in the face of rejection, maybe you can learn a little thing about yourself. And, my kind of booking agent who's here at the venue with me, he came up to me and he's just like, "Look, why doesn't he go fucking buy himself a drink?" I thought that was funny because it's like, this guy's gone and bought himself a house and he wants to celebrate by buying someone else a drink. Dude, you don't owe anyone else anything. You probably just want to tell someone that you bought a house. It's like, cool, man. No one cares. But in all seriousness, I felt like this break time for me, like going on my break and doing what I need to do and all that kind of stuff, like this is like my time. This isn't someone else's time for them to tell me about their life. Look, I've got a cutthroat kind of attitude at my gigs. Here's my workplace. This is where I'm working. This is where I'm grinding. I'm putting in those years of practicing my instrument and all that kind of stuff, putting it into play, putting in those years of practicing semen retention and putting it into play here, doing my thing in the heart of Melbourne. We got all these people here doing their thing. And here's the thing, right, is that it gets to a point where you're just like, you know what, if you're not going to enhance this kind of work experience, sorry, if you don't have to, sorry, I'm going to pause the video, I need to sneeze. Yeah, as I was saying, if you don't have any kind of thing to add to my work experience, or you don't have anything to talk about music with me whilst I'm playing at my gig, doing my job as a musician, I don't want to hear about it. Like, I don't care. Like, that's how the cookie crumbles around here, right? So it just gets to a point where I'm like, you know what? Cool, go away. Like, that's the energy that I give out. And some of you might think, like, even my booking agent came up to me and he's like, man, dude, settle down. But he was laughing as well because he thought it was funny just how quickly I dismissed him, this dude. But honestly, guys, like, this guy was definitely a Kuma, and he had nothing that he really wanted to add, so I'm just like, get out of my way. Like, just, your noise. That's what you are. Your noise to me right now. So guys, you know, I know we're on this semen retention journey, and you know, we can develop empathy and we can develop this kind of connection to people and stuff, but when you've got the glow, you got to know when to go, okay? I'm going to say that again. When you got the glow, you got to know when to go, all right? So that means you got to know when to dip. You got to know when to bounce. You got to know when, as they say on Tenacious D, Kyle's like, this place has happened. And I thought that's one of the funniest kind of quotes of all time. It's like, when you're at a party and you can tell that it's only going to get rattier and trashier from that point, and you're just like, you know what? This place has happened. Let's go. Let's get out of here. So it's like, you know, it's this real kind of get on with it vibe. Speaking of get on with it, let me guys know how you're doing on your semen retention journey. Like, what are you kind of getting up to as far as like your streak count and all that kind of stuff goes? Let me know, you know, like what battles you're going through and all that kind of stuff. Me personally, I get to a point where I'm like, yeah, I think I'm kind of just, going through a few things, but I'm going to end this video here and we'll talk at a later date. Subscribe, comment, like, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.